Alrighty then. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 8-bit Hyrule, where things were really, really dangerous. So yeah, I'm here with Eon, a fellow Zelda runner.
Hello. I'm excited for this run. You're gonna kill it.
はい、改めまして皆さん、こんにちは。ここからは、ゼルダ2、リンクの冒険の、RTA となります。奏者は女神インフィニさん。カテゴリーは 100% オールキーズというカテゴリーになります。この 100% オールキーズというカテゴリーは、
That's the important part, really. $161.50
すべての、呪文、ダンジョンのアイテム、武器、それからマジックキー、その他、あらゆるアイテムを回収してクリアするというカテゴリーになるようです。はい。はい、で、スタートです。ドラッグです。ちなみにこのゲームに関しても、ビッドが設定されておりまして、ファイル名を何にするかというものがビッドの対象になっていたようです。
And hopefully we'll get a good drop here. No, nothing appeared, which means we got Magic Jar, which is useless for us. But luckily there is a P-Bug, which I could have gotten otherwise in nearby forest, so I'm gonna use that as a backup. And you can also see all those encounters on the overworld. If we cross our paths, we're gonna need to fight.
発売した当初に子供たちの心をへし折った。なんかこの頃のアクションとかって結構難易度今よりも高い気がするんですよね。まあ私普通に5分でなんだっけ3DS に入ってたゼルダを5分で心へし折られた大人なんですが。
This one is Raru.
You get in them. This is a shield stone.
Also known as Raru.
Raru. Okay. So we talked to that lady who let us in, and now here in the basement we meet this elder. In Parappa Desert, use this magic to survive.
ここで1個呪文取ったようですね。インパラパデザート。生き残るためにこの魔法を使いなさいっていうふうに言われてますね。人の家の地下でこれを回収するという。シンボルエンカウンターなんですね、何気にもう。今のシールドの魔法だったんですね。レベルアップの仕様や道中のヒントが難しかった。なるほど。
If we encounter the encounter and this area at the same time, encounter takes priority, and on the road style, you get basically no encounter. Luckily, I didn't get it, so we had to go through. And all this way, just
何かの行動と演歌が同時にあったときには、今ハートをゲットしましたね。何か同時に起きたときにはエンカウンターが優先されるということを今奏者がおっしゃってましたね。
There's also a reverse skip here, but I never did it, so I'm not gonna try to do it right now.
As we venture along Hyrule, is it alright if I have an announcement? Sure. Absolutely, thank you so much. So, friends, it is my pleasure to announce that we have a brand new incentive open alongside our ongoing bid wars, choosing Charbunny's Machine and Rider and Geneticist's Machine and Rider. we now have a gourmet race, a best of 3 grudge match open. So, after the initial Kirby Air
なるほど。舗装している道を歩いてると敵にエンカウントしない。
V1 special
ただね、RTA ではね、舗装されてる道ばっかり歩いてはいられないので、わざわざ道を切り開いていかなければなりませんからね。あ、ここで今鍵をゲットしましたね。
taco eating race from Frost Fatales 2024 a couple of years ago. Char realized that she could have game characters eat the spicy food instead of her, and so that is what we are doing here. This closes at the end of Kirby Air Riders, but honestly, chat, I would love to see that close long.
なんか今の攻撃ジャンプしながら上から剣を突き立ててるように見えるんですけど、今はちょっと前に出してたけど。
I believe that we can do it. We are currently at $140 out of the required $4,000.
Okay, so right now we're in the first palace in the Parapa Desert. Things now change a little. We have to find keys to open the doors. Actually, there is a possibility with certain spells to skip doors, but in this category we actually won't be skipping any because we have to get all the keys. Also, you can see that enemy just hopping about, appearing frequently. That's a thief, and if it hits me, it's gonna...
なるほど。移動しながら攻撃をすることで、素早く。そういうことだったんですね。
The frisky strat here didn't work out. That's about what usually happens here when I try. And we finally got our first level up, attack go up.
で、ここでレベルアップしましたが、鍵2つ目を取りましたね、今ね。
We still cannot one-shot the bots. Those blue slimes are called bots. I'm really wounded, but that's actually okay because right underneath me there's a fairy, which will heal me. Now, every palace has an item to pick up, which offers certain power to them. This palace has a candle, so we're gonna go grab it right now, and I'm gonna skip this.
そしてすべての、ダンジョン、パレスというふうに奏者さんおっしゃってますけど、には何かこう回収すべきアイテムがあるので、今から取りに行くのかな。
Big, small, and no drops. So we want to manipulate the drops so they will drop from a skeleton instead of a iron knuckle, because when a drop happens, enemy doesn't give experience and just skeleton gives less experience than iron knuckle. And here's one favorite thing about this room: if I just go, this guy will never hit me. Also be warned that when I pick item, there's gonna be big flashing.
今の敵がこう近くから攻撃しているとその攻撃が当たらない、相手の攻撃が当たらないっていうふうに奏者さんおっしゃってましたね。あ、でこの、ろうそくがこのマップで入手するアイテム。そうですね。今回100% ですから、100% オールキーズですから、すべてのアイテムを回収しなきゃいけないということになります。
So I almost forgot about that P-bug. I seem to be picking it up on the way back. Don't know why. Okay, Gaby, so if you have anything else to say, here's good time.
That's great. Thank you so much. I do have some love coming in for you. I have $25 from Miss Truffles, our previous runner, who says, having Megami and Finny scheduled to run after me is a great gift. Reminds me of Frost Fatales 2023 when we were both on the schedule. Let's go, Megami. You're awesome.
Thanks, Nina. Also, I just got a red jar drop, which you really wanna get a P-bug drop from the skeletons to get attack free before the boss. If not, I have a backup strat, but it's gonna be obviously a bit slower. Shimmy. Oh, I screwed up my strat for this guy. Well, so coming up is a boss, a horse head, which Honestly, given that I'm a horse girl VTuber, feels kinda weird, but we're gonna face it. And unfortunately I didn't get a P-Bug, so my backup strat is to run the palace, which obviously wastes time, but wow. I really screwed up that boss. Also sorry about flashing. That's another thing. When you die there's flashing, but I can't really predict when I will perish, so... Except one very specific moment in Palace 4, but I will announce when that happens. And unfortunately, because I have attack 2, this boss is gonna take longer, simply because I'm dealing less damage. So yeah, I'm kinda forced to rerun the Palace just to get missing experience.
またここで鍵をゲットしましたね。
Any more donations? That's perfect moment.
You got it. I have $15 from Hyperpiece, and I also have a very generous one.
で、今出たところにまたもう一度戻りました。もしかして。
That says I absolutely love the energy at this event. It's been such a blast volunteering on donations. Thank you, Frame Fatale's community and GDQ for all you do. Trans rights.
Trans rights.
You can keep going. Basically, my strat is to get back to the start of the pass like I just did and then go all the way through again because it caused enemies to respawn, so I can get experience from them once again.
なるほど。神殿の奥に
It's all your
クリスタルを
You got it. Yeah, absolutely. I have $50 from Mechalink and $25 from...
奉納しなきゃいけない。
But they are going towards the current work that the NWLC is doing, including Democracy for All, fighting for a unified version of democracy that brings power back for and to the people, and dismantling systemic barriers to help working families realize an equitable economic future. I would also love to give an update on our current ongoing bid wars for Charbunny and Geneticist's rider and machine options. Charbunny's rider is currently
あ、経験値調整、なるほど。まあ、今レベルアップしてましたもんね。ここがおそらく一番奥ですかね。この先のなんか青いのがありましたね。これですよね。あ、で今クリスタルを奉納しましたね。
Do with that information what you will, chat. Do you want to make Char happy or do you want to make her really sad?
Okay, so we got the experience for completing a
あ、
palace.
なるほど。クリスタルをはめたときに1レベルアップするから。
So I wanted that to be attack 4.
あ、確かに途中で一度死んでましたもんね。
Collapsed into ruin. And we can
なの
proceed.
でそこで
So we're gonna go to a cave north of the
きちんと回収できるようにという。なるほど。
That someone in a nearby city is gonna be happy to retrieve. And that cave, it really scares me. This bot here is quite annoying.
ここあんまり奏者さんを好きじゃない。特に
Boomerang guy here.
コウモリの動きが嫌だというふうに今おっしゃってますね。そしてアイテムを一つゲット。
As you saw. And I actually had even worse times with him. Okay, didn't fall in lava. At least there's that.
で回収しました。
Okay, now we're getting to Jump Town, or what is it called, Ion?
Ruto.
Ruto. So I'm a bit wounded, but
そしてまた町にやってきましたね。
especially since I will be picking a life level up, which will heal me automatically very soon. And from this point on, if we wanna get a new spell, we will have to retrieve some item in exchange. Here it was the trophy that we got in that cave. And now we learn a new spell. With this, you
ここでまた、新しく、新しく呪文を覚えますが、
you learn a spell
ハイジャンプ
automatically opens, so I use that to automatically cue the spell.
だね。
And now we head to the cave south, which has a very tall cliff at the end, which will need a
ろ
jump.
うそくを取ると洞窟の中でも見えるようになる。なるほど、なるほど。
It is actually
And,
possible to damage boost up that, but the bat movement is random, so it's not used ever, really.
Yeah, Also, worth mentioning a little manipulation with those boomerang guys. If you hold right while approaching them, they will keep going away. But if you let go of the D-pad and let momentum carry you, they will just stop. Which is quite useful getting close to them. And there's a lot of enemies like that in the game. And we got pretty different bats, didn't bother me at all. Okay, time to cross the swamp. Okay, then get
で、ここから今、沼を抜けますというふうにおっしゃってましたが、
I was hoping that I would get no encounters, but that's also good. And one more encounter before we exit the forest.
重い。
Got a little hit, but that's okay. We're now at the
なんかエンカウントの処理も独特ですね。なんか短めのマップが出てくるっていう。今なんか許可をもらいました。
Okay. This bridge has this skeleton fish jumping, and wow, that's a really good RNG. That was like perfect.
この骨だけの魚がここの川は飛んでくるんだそうですが、今の感じはすごくランダムの出方が良かったというふうに当社さんおっしゃいましたね。で、ここは、ライフの呪文をもらえるので、ライフタウンとも言われているとのことです。
So I guess, Gaby, you can squeeze in 1 or 2 donations now.
You got it. I have $50 from the Gauntlet Elf that says a fight based on who can eat the food. Count me in. And that is, of course, in reference to our gourmet match, best of 3, our gourmet race best of 3 grudge match. Try saying that 5 times fast. We are currently at $240 out of the required $4,000, so we are making great progress. But chat, I would
町に橋を架ける許可、建築許可証もらったんですね。
submit your donations to allocate your donations.
か勇者は町に橋も架けてしまうのか。確かに今この町両脇分かれてましたね。川の両側に。
Char Bunny's machine, Char Bunny's rider, Jen's machine, or Jen's rider. The choice is yours, chat. The world is your oyster.
Okay, and here's a little interesting thing. This dialogue cannot be skipped. Why? I have no idea. And now the bridge is open and we can enter the Death Mountain. And I will have
これですね。川を渡ることができて、次の目的地、山に行くことができるというふうに、当社さんおっしゃってましたね。
And then in Death Mountain there are enemies who has attacks that go right through your shield. Also got a little unlucky with bots here. Luckily, I will pick magic refill soon by leveling it up, so I will be back at full health shortly. Okay, so in this room there's one of those enemies I mentioned that pierces your shield, but in speedrun he's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is just... Oh.
Despawned because you didn't, you have to kill at least one of the other earlier enemies. There was no free enemy slot.
Oh, I see. I actually never had this happen to me before, so that's funny.
Yeah.
I definitely since returning learned a lot of
今のところもなんか一箇所ちょっと敵を倒しておかなきゃいけなかったんだけど経験値の関係でみたいなことをちょっと当社さんたちおっしゃってますね。
Yeah. it's
That one is also tricky because there are those bots around who distract me really easily.
yes. Later in the game, you get the reflect spell, and that actually would let you block the axes, but unfortunately, you don't have the spell when you encounter those enemies.
Yeah.
なんか特定の敵に効く魔法があるらしいんですが、現在まだ習得していないのでっていう。ああ、かなりあれですね。今コウモリに苦戦してましたね。
Okay, and that was a very nice drop. This will allow me in the next screen to cast shield spell, which is something I always want. Because this screen that I like to call bot stairs is quite notorious for me. Oh, and that's a nice jar drop. Especially this bot that this time was very passive and went away. Huh. Okay, now we're in the heart of Death Mountain.
そしてデスマウンテンというすごい名前だなの、中心部にやってきました。あのコウモリ変身するんですね。
Not much really to say. I guess we could squeeze one donation or two.
I've got some information about our machine bid wars. So you can choose Charbonny and Geneticist's machine. Eagle-eyed viewers will see that 2 out of these 4 options are not stars.
剣の当たり判定が短すぎる。なるほど。
Now, I've heard, a little birdie told me in my ear that Char specifically has made her wheelie scooter a Fatale's mobile. So if that's something you would like to see, make it known in your donations. The Battle Chariot, on the other hand, is perfect for when your primary goal is destruction, and it's a brand new machine added specifically within Kirby Air Riders. So if you would like to see either of these 2 options, either with Char or with Jen, you know what to do, chat.
Okay, so we got the hammer. Now all we get to do is go back to the start of this cave. And as you might remember, there was a boulder right next to the entrance, and there's actually an entrance to another cave right underneath it. So that's where we're gonna head next.
At the overworld here,
and
actually,
I won't get it in meantime. And this is because, okay, when you get a heart container, and there's gonna be one right there, your magic gets refilled, so I'm now full magic, full life, and we can exit the Death Mountain.
Yeah, this area here is actually the Zelda 1 map in Zelda 2 form. It's kind of cool. A lot of people don't realize that.
岩を壊せる岩砕きのハンマーですね。
Yeah, that's where the Zelda 1 ended. I really like this room that I just went through, but that last sector gives me some trouble because with my strats you have to defeat it with rising crouch stab, and that's a little tricky for me.
一通りもうアイテムを取ったので、デスマウンテンからは離れる、デスマウンテンは脱出することができたそうですが、なんか下から地味に泡が上がってきて、奏者さんが触れてるし今避けてるってことはあれもダメージ判定あるんでしょうね。あ、ワンナップアイテムを今回収しました。ああ、いろいろと海外版の方が日本版より親切なんですね。あれはですね、この頃だと多分半年とか1年とか海外版が早くてもそれくらいは当然かかった時期だと思いますし。
and retrieve medicine from it, which we need to learn the next spell.
まあね、いろいろ親切になってる代わりに難易度上がってるとかもありがちですけど。
Holy moly. What a dance. The first screen I usually like to take slower. And if possible, have some magic left.
あ、レベルアップのシステムから違うんですか？結構大きな違いですね。
In the next zone, he wants to cast a jump spell, and I always try to conserve some magic so I can.
今なんか、壺かなんかを回収してましたね。で、この後に、ジャンプの、あれジャンプさっき取ってなかったっけ？ジャンプの呪文をっていうふうに今おっしゃってたんですが、うわ。
Yeah, it's about 10 seconds time lost to have to refill magic before you cast the jump spell.
あ、そしてまたワープ。
It's definitely for a little slower, so I always try to just try to get a little extra.
経験値のあれ違いとかいろいろあるんですね。微調整が。なるほど。
Give our friends an update. We are making great progress on our gourmet race best of 3 grudge.
今エンカウントしたのに何事もなくっていう感じでしちゃいましたね。
$4,000 with help from a $50 donation from Anonymous. Thank you so much, friend.
さて、リンクが爪楊枝を振って頑張っているところでありますが、司会、そろそろ交代のお時間となってまいりました。ここまではカルミナがお送りしました。現在、ミラー配信中のフロストフェイタル2026、まだもうしばらく続きますので、皆様も、お体に気をつけて、しっかりお水を飲んで、睡眠をとってお楽しみいただければ幸いです。それでは私はここで失礼いたします。ありがとうございました。
Words to live by, I suppose. When you jump, press down to stab.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now
I'm
we can
taking
refill
notes.
magic. Also a little trick which I already done. When I'm refilling magic in town, if I cast a spell before magic fully refills, it keeps refilling to the full.
はい、ここから司会は私、定撃でお送りいたします。
Yes, magic refills 255 MP, and at full 8 bars of magic, that's only
リンクの冒
MP,
険、
so you can cast a lot
100%
of
売り
spells in
切り。
there.
ゼルダシリーズにしては珍しい横スクロール式。
It's quite a useful thing.
私、ゼルダの知識って、ブレス・オブ・ザ・ワールド、ティアス・オブ・ザ・キングダムをプレイして、あとは、なんかスマブラの知識しか持ち合わせてない程度ですね。ナシストを司会解説の語を覚えよく読んだ上での方をお待ちしております。このリンク、妖精にもなれるんですか
？This cave that has a heart container. And also since we have down sub,
でもゼルダシリーズでタイトルにリンクが名前がついてるのってすごい珍しいですね。リンクの冒険とリンクのボウガントレーニングとあと何やりましたっけ？お、本当だ、妖精になってる。
It did cost all of my magic, but there's gonna be refill right at the start of the next palace, so that's not a problem. So I guess while we struggle through the swamp, we have a moment for a donation or two.
I have $50 from Captain Eliano that says, my state legislature is trying to pass some terrible anti-trans bills, and as part of my resistance is donating to the NWLC while taking care of my mental health
ああ、
by watching
神殿の
speedruns.
BGM を知ってます、知ってます。
What do you do to support women and femmes?
この作品のやつだったんですね、原曲。
Thank you, Captain.
任天堂
National Women's Law Center
任天堂ミュージックにも配信されて、 最終1時間ループできる。
And one of the areas that they are focused on is LGBTQ equality.
そうなってます。
Gains and legal protections for LGBTQ plus people. There's still a long way to go to ensure that they are treated
レ
equally.
ベル上げの概念も珍しいですよね。
The NWLC continue to fight to ensure everyone, regardless of sexual orientation, feels safe and accepted with equal protections and
実力主義ですから、こ
rights.
の
And
作
that is
品。
what your donations are going towards today.
Okay, so as you saw, I grabbed the
この曲。
the statue at the start,
なんかハンマーブロスおる。
and here's another. Basically, at the start of all palaces except the first one and the fifth one,
鍵。
you can get a magic jar, although in some cases it's gonna be 50-50, either red jar or a red iron knuckle, which I really hate those enemies. There's just something about their behavior that makes them really tricky.
Yeah. They like to read your D-pad kind of aggressively.
Okay, so I guess we have time for one or two more donations.
Have an update on one of our bid wars. Charbunny's rider has had a little bit of a shift in it. Kirby is now in the lead with $25, with Susie at $10. Now these are 2 of 6 options that you can choose for Char or for Jen. Along with Kirby and Susie, you can also have Banana Waddle Dee, Cappy,
白、ナイス縦。
Rick as a rider for either Char or Jen. So, once again, these are your options, chat. Make your donation, make your opinions known via your donations. Tell me who your favorite rider is in Kirby Air Rider. I would love to hear these things. Have either of you played Kirby Air Riders? Are you familiar with the game at all?
クーした。
Not.
I don't have Switch, nor do I have the GameCube game. And this room is really annoying, so I just grab a key and not risk it with those bots. Those bots be botting.
Anytime there's bots near lava, you gotta be careful because it's a dangerous room.
And luckily, there, right in this room, there's a refill hidden in this gargoyle head. So we're back at fully charged. And we're about to grab another item. But first we need to go through this room that has falling blocks, and recently I've been having a bit of an issue with those.
スタイリスト。
They've been more aggressive than I recall them being. And I'm quite short on axe, to be honest. I usually have attack 5 at this point.
I think because the despawned the one
手のやつは言って、
that
コテ
has had a
そう
snowball
でしょ。
effect on your XP.
Yeah.
But
There are
there's still
definitely
plenty of
things I
time.
was hoping that wouldn't happen during
い
the
っ
actual
ぱいいた
round.
ぞ。
That wasn't that.
パワーグラブで一周を剣で砕けるようになった。
Marathon without that's never happened before, right?
True.
True.
Luckily, there's still plenty of enemies.
ブロック厄介すぎません
Oh,
か？
here's another I didn't know. I didn't know that you need attack 5 to shot this guy. I forgot what it was called.
The MOA, yeah, they takes 3 hits at attack 4, 2 hits at attack 5.
I almost killed that skeleton, but actually you don't.
あ、ノックバック。
Particular one because
火ダメくるのちょっと理不尽すぎてかわいそう。
from shooting. And now we finally get
レベルが上がりました。あ、ここね、ここで壊せんだ。
Okay, we're getting close. I usually try to get life free here, and I think I'm gonna get enough experience from the rest of the enemies, so I think I should be fine.
レベルが上がってパワーを取ったんで、
Well, I was trying to be hasty.
読みたら名前ロンクですね。
Okay, let's not do that mistake again.
確か寄付額で東京でしたっけ？
You got this. GG.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There's with that P bag drop, you're fine on XP. Because yeah, you need the boss at the end of the palace gives 200 XP, and you need to get over 400 before placing the gem. So, and there's plenty of enemies.
Yeah, my exp looks fine. Actually, even can skip a couple guys like this one.
Yep.
I usually don't skip red iron knuckles because I'm having some weird.
だいぶ感性が切ってて。
But actually, I need to defeat this one too, because I would be slightly short otherwise. And let's just shield up for safety.
ちょっとビビる。
Helmet head. This guy has multiple heads.
Okay.
And
I have many questions. I will ask none of them.
首を取ったら首が生えたみたいな感じのボス。
The answer to all of them is yes.
yeah, basically. Normally you would want to just surf on his head with repetitive down stabs, jackhammering him. I didn't quite did it, but...
経験値で。良すぎ。
Also got a little unfortunate here with encounters. Really? 2 big encounters back to back? Now that's... Well, I actually had to drink one practice run, 3 big encounters in the swamp back to back to back, so...
Oh no.
Not quite the worst.
Out of the swamp though.
Okay, I took this encounter on purpose. And that's because I don't want any graveyard encounters. They are deadly. And now we go to a secret south of King's Grave. And this will lead us to the third palace, who's on the hidden island.
Did you just turn into a fairy? I blinked. What happened?
Yes. Yeah, that's the fairy spell that we picked up at the last town.
Oh, that's so neat.
Yeah. Right now we don't use it too much because it costs a lot of magic, but... it's very useful, and actually it's mandatory to get here, and... I'm gonna farm here for Red Jar, because I really would like to heal and have full magic. Unfortunately, Red Jars don't refill like the townspeople. You only get a refill of however your maximum is. So I needed to, but now we're fully charged and we can proceed.
MVP 回復のためになる
Okay,
か。
I'm actually gonna be overkilling here a little bit, but I'm always
There's a lot
bad
of-
with,
入り口の層に攻撃すると魔法瓶か。
so I'd rather be safe than
こ
sorry.
れ狙ってたんだ。
Yeah, there's a lot of XP available in this.
なんつうか、それしゃあない、しゃあない、しゃあない
Tend to use it as the if you go with on lower XP earlier because you got bad drops. This is the one where you can sort of normalize your levels.
There's also some digging, starting with this key. But there will be even more digging coming up. And And maybe for safety, let's use the jump here. I used to be very good at jumping without the jump spell here, but recently
ジャンプ力が上がるスキル
not
か。
as good.
Yeah, that 4-tile wide jump is very precise without the jump spell.
Okay, and now we're gonna encounter one of the more annoying enemies in this palace, the dog heads. But only briefly, more of them a bit later.
Another
This is
dangerous
another very
lava
annoying
room.
Ooh, and that's a
Oh.
very timely drop. Okay, I went through that guy on purpose. Oops.
おっとあ、危ねえ危ねえ。
Level my magic a bit later. I really screwed up that blue guy, but basically, it's so tight
イカダかな見た感じ。
inside its hitbox past the protective barrier outside given by its helmet, so we can just repeatedly downstab that blue iron knuckle. And now I'm at mercy of this bot cooperating. Thank you. If you thought that was bad, well, that was very normal. Simply speaking, bots be botting.
Yeah, they will knock you into the lava and not
今
give
の
it a
待
second
ってた
thought.
のあれかしら。そのまま触れたら被弾してノックバックで落っこちるからみたいな。
If we've got a second, I have another
やっぱり高っ
on some of our bid wars. Poor
やっぱり
Jen got the Uno reverse card pulled on her because as of right now, the bulk star is in the lead for Geneticist's machine. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about the bulk star, because this has come up a few
そ
times
りゃ危
already,
ないわ。
it's been described to me as
ボットがボトッとってか
Mario Kart had fuel management. It's very large and it's in charge. And now Jen can handle the bulk star. Char, however, absolutely hates it. This has been mentioned earlier, and so if you want Jen to keep this bulk star and see how she can handle it, donate more towards the bulk star. If you want Char to deal with the chariot, the machine that she dislikes the most, you know what to do, chat. There is no opinions have been made known for any of Char Bunny's machines. So, you can be the one to dictate Char's machine.
Also want to mention one thing. There's a glitch in this game that results in softlock if you level up as you transition through screen. And I
We're
almost
very
leveled up
close.
as I was transitioning, so I got a little scared.
My heart was beaten there for you.
I'll admit, I never had it happen to me, but that's actually, I would say, bad thing, because
持ってん
now
か。
I'm playing quite recklessly in that regard.
Yeah, I've had it happen to me in tournament races, so
工したというからね。
it's never fun.
Also, I haven't mentioned, but while the fanfares for completing Palace plays, you can actually queue the spell without wasting any time, so that's why I queued the fairy spell there, because that's what I'm gonna be using next. So now we completed 3 palaces, and we got a raft, with which we can go to the eastern continent, where we'll find new adventures.
よりうわ
And very important, hold up after exiting that cave, that way you won't get any graveyard encounters, which as I said are terrible.
Yeah, no one likes a graveyard encounter.
And in the Eastern
というわ
Hyrule,
けで初のイカダで
has
し
some
た。
misty plains encounters, but luckily we didn't see them yet. And these crouching fiends, they are Zoras.
Zoras are looking very different from what I know them as.
Yeah, definitely.
They've changed a lot.
Yeah. It's always surprising to people to learn that those are the Zoras in this game.
On the topic of Zoras,
エンカウント率えぐくない？
888 has sent in $25, reminding us to stay hydrated. Take a sip of water if you haven't recently, chat. This is your friendly reminder.
I just had. And also this room. This Alphos is very annoying, so I just ferry up and just don't bother.
It's remarkable that the fairy can pick up that child and continue flying.
Very strong fairy.
Yes.
Yeah. Fun fact, I actually once tried to do that room without
モンスターにさらわれた子供。あれ子供なんだ。
during pickup animation by that little Alphos.
Yeah, if you,
人間の子供をさらう程度の
you usually want
ではあるんですね、
to
ここの
fight
世界の
those first.
魔物って。
Yeah, and since that Lizalphos is somewhat annoying, I'd rather just save magic for the fairy no matter what.
And those
Here we do a little skips, because there are 2 fixed encounters. Okay, I didn't get one. Wow! And that's the problem of the second area. Okay. Okay, maybe I'll try one more time. Hopefully this time.
and these levers,
これ何狙いだ？
coffee
Right
grinders,
in
they
my
hit
face
real
encounter
hard.
that I could use to skip.
Made it through.
Now we are in Reflect Town, which is also known as...
Darunia, or some people jokingly call it Denver because it's in the mountains.
Shoutouts to Denver, Colorado.
And I was wounded, and that actually works fine, because now I can refill while also casting Fairy here. Without it, magic to refill before I reach that screen. And I did a trick called Fairy Claws, where I went through that chimney as a fairy. You need to be crouching when shifting to fairy. And now we learn the up stab. The less useful brother of down stab, but still pretty useful. As some
植え付き。
situations.
上ですね。
Also do this. Up, down. I
ロトってあれかいドラクエのは？
You can't go from down stab to up stab unless you bounce off of an enemy, then you can up stab after the bounce.
And that child we rescue. Here's the family of that child, and in exchange we're gonna learn
種マップのために。
spell, which strengthens our shield, and I honestly use it only twice. For the next
別の世界で死んだことにされるリンクさん。いやでもリンクってさ、
the penultimate boss
シリーズごとに同じ名前だけど別の人ですみたいな感じのやつ。まあゼルダもだけど、
in the
次やってあるから別にそのリンクとは限らんだよねっていう。
I have another $5, but this time it's from Vicarious Vice that also says stay
どのシリーズのリンクだよっていう話。
Okay, let's hope I'll get good skips on the way back. I think that wasn't quite that, but we'll see. Nope. Well, that was nice. Just went back, turned back, just
ロトもう概念の範囲なんだよ。
skip. Not the first time and not
時
the
系
last
列的
time.
に近いやつはだいたいイコールだけど、遠いやつが別っていう感じだっけね。
Here we go.
But at least got the
例えばブレス・オブ・ザ・ワイルド
skip her
と
quickly.
ティアーズ・オブ・ザ・キングダム、あとなんだ
Now we head back to
風の
this
タクト
maze
と
where we
無限の砂時計だっけ
failed. And this time we're gonna go through the entirety of it to the next palace.
と、
And I'm getting a ton
リンクの
of
冒険のリンクはゼルダ1のリンクと同じ。
Okay, back spawn is good. All the tiles in the maze are roll tiles, which means they don't generate enemy encounters.
ああ、神々にトライフォースと夢見る島
This one here
あ、
is
ムジュラ
a
と風
container.
時岡とムジュラああ、そこはイコールなんだ。
And this last time, well, with heart container, I fired up to skip the pickup animation, and since it refilled my magic, it was basically free. And that and this screen are basically the only two screens we're gonna see in the maze.
If you take the longest path through the maze, you avoid the most
ムジュラの次とアプリが大変なことに。
even though by distance on the overworld it's the longest.
ああ、そうか、分岐あるんだっけ公式サイト見ればわかるかな
The entrance to this palace is unique because we're greeted by an enemy right at the start. Thankfully I'm full on magic and health, so I don't need to gamble for the red jar. We can just keep going. And this palace is quite big. And quite annoying. You saw that enemy flickering that just disappeared.
あったトータルサイトの
Wizrobe. There is a lot of
ヒストリー。
them, and they are very annoying.
時系列的には、スカイオードソードは
Here I'm gonna cast
で、封に入られる建国で不思議の帽子。で、神虎4つの4つの剣違い。あ、大丈夫 ?4 つの剣や。で、時のオカリナで、気があって、子供の方と、で、ムジュラの次にトアプリ。で、トアプリの次4つの剣プラス。で、子供の方で、男の方が、ゼタクと無限。で、そこから時流れて大地の来て。で、敗北ルートはで、ここ、敗北ルートが神虎なんだね。で、神虎夢を見る島。次の木の神虎2。トライフォーズ30。ジェイカ。あ、ジェイカそっちなんだ。
are both tied for $25. So, if you want to contribute to one of those,
カリーム初代ゼルダでリンクの冒険。あ、これがここね。
here, folks, it will all go towards this final milestone of 98K for the National Women's Law Center.
Okay, I screwed up that guy a little bit here, but
で、そこから全部
that's
秋、
okay. We can just go back and
かなりと月日が経ってブレス・オブ・ザ・ワイルドとティアーズ・オブ・ザ・キングだ。
his butt. So, one thing to note about the blue iron knuckles, when you hit them, they go berserk and keep repeatedly attacking for a short duration.
無双とまで来るとっていうのは、
as you just saw.
薬剤のモスク視力がブレス・オブ・ザ・ワイルドでリンクが一回封印されるまでの話しかしていうことし情報しか知らん。
There are two more keys to grab. One on
今ね、公式サイトのヒストリー見て話よ。
is the same as the first.
ポータルサイトあるよ。
This, except enemy position is a little different, and also there's no hidden
あ、
treasure at the
時系
end.
列また関係ないのかあれ。失礼しました。見たら線繋がってねえよ。
Oh, I usually have this guy bounce in a different way, not bothering me here. Okay, that wasn't too bad.
But Skull Bubble can be annoying.
Right, as if we didn't have enough, I'm so sorry, as if we didn't have enough bid wars to pick from, we have a best girl bid war. You can choose the character sprite for Link's Awakening. That is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, which is coming up in a few runs. Link couldn't make it, so we're going to pick the character sprite, and you can choose between Grandma Ulrira, Marin, Martha the
ちょっと時系列書いてくれるだけでも非常にありがたいと、私、カービィやってる私としては非常にありがてえなと。
and making more progress towards any of these donations, as well as our milestone incentive. Who is best girl? Who is
匂わせをしておいて時系列明確にしてないから、
Link's Awakening? Let me know, chat.
呆れ返るほど平和だから、平和なプーププランドだから、まあ、一つの日常に過ぎねえんだなみたいなノリを感じて。
What is annoying is their hitbox remains active for a while, so and they are not affected by the swords. It just goes through them, so you can easily just get hit them by their bodies if you're trying to go fast, making them really annoying.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for the Wi-Fi they shoot.
攻撃防ぐのうまいっすよね、こしゃが。そうそう。
Kinky going on in the donations at the moment because I have 20.
明確に時間作ってないのよ、あの作品。
$25 from Ranch Dress.
話のつながりだけ
I'm
今日はやっといて。
confused and alarmed because neither of these have any comments attached to them. I guess we've got some dress fans in chat.
ロボボプラネットでせっかくだし戦艦ハルバド出すかみたいなノリで出してたから。
What's going on here?
バテラのさ。
Well, French dressing and ranch dressing are different salad dressings. So I'm guessing it's something with that. I don't know.
Huh. I guess we're starting condiment
Okay.
discourse. I suppose.
Okay, maybe I'll keep talking. So, coming up is 50/50 red jar, red iron knuckle, and I really wanna red jar. Okay.
あ、エアライダーは単に失う。エアライダーはショーケース枠なはずなんで、
I need full magic for the
何やるんだろう。寄付額チャレンジを見るにいろいろ
lives, but
やるそうですが、グルメレースとか
I was able to clutch.
てかこのリングの動き見て気づいたんですけど、飛び道具
So, it should be fine.
縦で防ぐやつ、しゃがむやつ、
Yeah.
And the reason why you want
足場
magic for the boss
足元の方、こうガード判定はちゃんとしゃがまないと防げないやつ。スマブラでもそこ再現されてても、おってなりました今。
entirety of our magic reserves.
何にも行動しないでおくと飛び道具だけ防ぐんですよね。
Only had
I could
magic.
have gambled for a
Link
red
って。
jar there, but
あ、今のデスルーラなんでね、いいのかいいのか。
If you only had magic 2, you wouldn't even have enough magic to cast it. I think they expected you to be here with a higher magic level than 3.
anyway, here's Skarok, the teleporting wizard. We're gonna chase
あ、
him.
これ跳ね返してるすげえ。
However, he can still teleport right on top of us
なんだこの話対決。
in case things happen.
The Wi-Fi casting is truly sending me.
Yeah. So you had to reflect it and turn it into 5G.
ちょっと
and
外したようなやつ持ってると思うか。
So
跳ね返せるからいけないんです。
No, it is the more powerful of all of the previous of
いや、そうないよ、縦で戦える
It was really
というか、
awesome
縦で全部解決するようなボスって、そうなんぞ。
using the manipulation. Basically, if I remember, if you exit and re-enter, it reduces the
ね、これ海歩いてない
the boss has to like
え、イカがあったのに
re-entering and entering
え
like 4.
え
I remember a
んで
second later talking about it ages ago, but I forgot the details.
yeah.
あ、ブーツ取ったから受けんのか。
Those
あ
make use of that. They get it down to 8 patterns, and they can read and react.
か
And it's
ブーツ取ったとかあ、なんかあるよね。妙に浅いから歩けるみたいな。
Cute Cycle has donated $25 and says, "Let's go women."
あったわ、なんかそんな、
Trans rights.
そこ歩けるや
These
つ。
are all things that the NWLC
てっ
believes
きりバグかと思った。焦った。
And we do
This
also
screen
have
is- this screen is worth mentioning a little fail on my end. I want to learn a skip called Echo Key where you damage boosts
おっと、
above the
鍵取り忘れてる。
instead of hurrying and going back. But unfortunately I did not, so you didn't see the cool trick.
It's a hard trick.
Definitely I was quick to get the idea of how it works, but yeah, positioning is a bit precise and you have very short time window.
取れないからか。ああ、そういう。小さすぎて鍵持てませんから。
some updates on our bid wars. Jen's machine and Jen's rider options are both tied at the moment. Jen's machine is tied between Bulkstar and Swervestar, and her rider is tied between Banana Waddle Dee and Rick. So, we can't have a tie here, friends. I need somebody to break this tie, and we've been getting a bunch of $25 donations. I have a $25 donation from a honey mustard dress. We really are doing condiment discourse, I suppose, but these can go towards the bid wars. They can go towards our open incentive of the gourmet race grudge match, as well as nomination for Best Girl. Rosa is now in the lead for the character sprite for The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. You know what? Send me more condiment dresses. Why not? Guess we're doing this now.
Okay, 鍵取るためにそこジャンプを選んだ。
So this pass has those disappearing
あ、普通のジャンプで飛べないとこなの？
They can give quite a lot of experience, and I actually would like to have some of them appear right under my sword. Like this one.
Here we go.
This place is actually quite a good place to grind casually. I definitely used it to max my levels when I was doing retro achievements for this game.
あ、これは隠しツールだよね、さすがに。隠しツールだ。
Yeah, these fire
Okay.
wizards are Magos. So they're different from Wizrobes.
Yeah, unlike wizards, they're weak to swords. You don't have to reflect their spells back at them, which makes them easier. Actually, I'm a bit wounded, but hopefully I won't hit this guy.
鍵は開けられるんだ。
There's a very specific pixel to not get hit, and I got twice first try. Very good.
That was
GG.
very fast magic pixel.
I actually think that was my fastest ever. So that was very nice.
挟み撃ち理不尽だね。
Stoner has very generously donated $200 to the National Women's Law Center. Thank you so much. For those of you who are just joining us and are unsure who the National Women's Law Center are, they are a group of advocates, experts, and lawyers who fight for gender justice, taking on issues that are central to the lives of women and girls, especially here in the
危ね
United
危ね
States. We believe in a world in which all women and girls
デスルールのための
and work with equality,
体力削りなんかし
dignity,
ら。
and bodily autonomy. For more than 50 years, they have been on the leading edge of every major legal and
デスルーラ目的じゃなかったらちょっとヒヤヒヤしますよ。
to learn more about where all of your donations are going, you can learn more about the important work that they do by typing !NWLC in chat.
Unfortunately, I can't do much with 1 pixel of health. hopefully I won't game over at this point, because that would bear certain implications with it.
Oh dear.
Basically, game overing at this point will have consequences with my levels.
Yes.
While I recently had a run where I did a little mistake and ended up with 6 magic at the final palace rather than 8, and was able to finish, I'd rather not do that again.
We'll knock on wood for that then.
Yeah, that makes you can only cast Thunder on Thunderbird when you have that.
I put out the call and the chatters have in fact answered. Rick has taken the lead with Geneticist's Rider with Banana Waddle Dee $5 away. So Rick is currently sitting at 30 and Banana Waddle Dee is sitting at 25. Looking over at Char Bunny, we have also had a shift in the lead. Susie is now at $35 and Kirby $10 behind at 25. Now, Jen's machine still at a tie.
攻撃頻度速くない？
And Swerve Star
あ
at $25. Char Bunny is has a very solid lead with the Bulk Star as well at $25, with Battle Chariot at $5. Now remember, Char
あ、
specifically
鍵を取れたんかなあれ。
decorated her Battle Chariot to be Fatales themed. If you would like to see that, donate and put it towards that incentive, that bid war. You're doing great, chat. We're making great progress.
Now I just had very bad luck and I
結
game over.
構戻されましたよ。
It's not that bad at this point. I will need to grind a little bit to get some experience, but it could have been worse. If I game over after the palace, it would have been really bad. But as is, if the wizards cooperate and I'll get a couple kills on the way, I should be really fine. Ian, do you remember how much XP the boss of this palace gives?
Yeah. Guma gives 500 XP, so you just need to get to 700.
700, and I need to go back to that key, which has... Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you should
I
be good.
definitely could use a couple wizards, to be sure, but there's gonna be plenty of them on the way. And as I said, this was like the best moment to game over, because after this palace I will be holding to 3,500 XP until the end of the next palace. And then a little more to the Grand Palace, so you really don't want to game over at that point.
戻ってこれた。
Yeah, it's where we really take advantage of the big experience boost that you get from placing the gem at the end of the palace. So we should be able to get, we want to get 9,000 XP from both this and the next palace.
I've just gotten word, in case you didn't have enough bid wars to choose from to get us closer and closer towards that milestone incentive of $98,000 for the National Women's Law Center, we have yet another bid war open, friends, for the FFTV Power Hour. You, friends, have the power to determine what's the finale of our Power Quarter Hour will be. So we can do either a bad DK64 synth cover, bad magic tricks, or bad stand-up comedy. It is a wonder that, you know, I would love to see the synth cover, honestly, especially given that our bonus game is DK64. I think that that would work together perfectly, but I can't decide that. Chat, you get to decide that. So, as you get your donations in, remember to allocate your donations towards any
Okay, さっきやられたとこですか？よかったよかった。
It is truly a buffet of choices here, and you can take your pick.
With this drop
Okay,
here.
so I'm back on track with X. We're good. I think I'm gonna just for safety go back and grab the red dirt here. And now we're fully charged, heading towards the boss. And I got a sound glitch opening the door. Nice. Okay, Guma hits like a truck. I think even with shield, you take 2 containers of damage. I have this safe trap which only works if he moves towards you. And that was pretty clean.
タイミングよくよけて、おい、オッケー。
That boss is interesting because his hitbox is not on his head, which is where it is for most of the bosses.
So, attack rate is actually max that we can have. So, if we were to pick the attack now again, we would get a 1-up instead, which is not what we want. So instead we're gonna use it to level up our other attributes.
As you're doing that, the condiments continue to appear because I have $25 from creamy roasted garlic vinaigrette and $5 from blue cheese. There's no S at the end, but I am assuming that is blue cheese.
タイガー版オリジナルボス国内と日本版とそんなことあんだ
It should be noted.
Okay, so now we're in this town, which I call Fire Town. What is it? Its name, Ivan?
Naburu.
No. So in here we're gonna get a fire spell which allows us to shoot fire, but first we need to pick some water for this thirsty lady here. Fire is quite an interesting spell, but we're gonna only use it once, and it's actually quite an optional use.
The Cheeseball 81 has donated $25, so
この打つようにことができるようになりました。
Please keep your silly usernames coming. They bring me so much joy.
Cheeseball is actually a fellow Zelda 2 runner.
Yeah.
That's awesome! Oh my gosh, they didn't leave a comment, but friend, thank you so much for showing up and giving your and donating towards the National Women's Law Center.
Yeah, cheese is awesome.
So in the previous palace we got the flute, which allows us to wake this beast and go past it. And now I'll try to do a skip off the fence, and didn't work first try. Let's see if the second will be lucky. Easy.
And one of the best enemies in the game coming up here, the Wilsons.
Actually, what is it reference to? Because I'm quite unfamiliar with that.
うわー、妖精移動するとちょっときついかな。めっちゃ飛びますね、火の玉。さっき沈殿図とと増える道塞いで魔物多い。いや、きつい。明確に確実に狙ってきますよ。
The one sitcom from USA that stuck in my mind was like, what was the English title? Married with Children. But yes. That's mostly the Polish title was made so it resembles Polish sitcom Świat według kiepskich, because it was Świat według bandych, so loosely translating Bandy's world. And this is the only room where we really use fire, just to destroy those tektites, which in this game are armored, and that's only means of destroying them, as far as I know.
Yes, yeah. That's the only way. On the Japanese version of the game, your sword can damage them.
receiving some transmissions in my headphones, and my friends are letting me know that the FFTV Power Quarter Hour bid war is coming up pretty much immediately next. So, if you would like to see any of these, if you want to hear a bad DK64 synth cover, if you want to see a bad magic trick, if you want to hear some bad stand-up comedy, that is the most urgent thing at the moment right now. If you want to make your opinions known, that is the place to do it. I do also want to give an update on our gourmet race bid incentive because my gosh, that has suddenly schmooved. We are now at $1,115 out of the required $4,000. Chat, I looked away for a moment and it jumped up, so keep me guessing. Thank you so much for all of your generosity towards the National Women's Law Center. And again, if you want to pick what is going on with the next FFTV Power Quarter Hour, let me know. I saw somebody advocating for bad stand-up comedy.
でかすぎんだろ。
Make it known in the donation, otherwise we will
さ
not
っき
see
教
it.
えてもらったスペルの魔法。
Also, I would like to give a moment to give shout out to Lordo, also known as Lord of Ultima. He taught me on
じゃあさっきのいわゆるチュートリアルみたいなエリアだったんですか？
hidden thing. If you strike the wall on the far side while you cast the spell, the sound of the striking the wall is gonna play repeatedly while the thing is rising. I didn't do it on purpose because it's really terrible sounding, but I just wanted to mention it. Anyway, in this hidden town we got a heart container, spell, and magic key which allows us to open any door. Which is useful because next palace has locked doors, but
見えないものを見ようとする。見ようじゃなくて見えるようにするだった。
we go back to where we were and head to the next palace. You can also use fire here on the way back, but recently I've been not using it and it's been working out quite well for me.
Just realized I didn't name that town. That was New Kasuto.
Our condiment friends are continue to make appearances. I have $10 from Catsup. That's spelled CAT-SUP. I promise I don't pronounce ketchup that way, and I have never referred to ketchup in that way before. But thank you, $10 from Catsup. I also have $20 from Condiment Wars. That says may the best soft win. I don't know what's going on, but I'm kind of here for it.
That's quite a war.
でまた神殿ですが。
Okay, so we're now in the hidden palace. And as I said, this palace has locked doors but no keys. Well, okay, that's not exactly true. There are two mini bosses here, each of which drops a key, but we're not gonna be really using those. Plus we haven't fought any and already went past two doors. And magic management in this palace is very important because soon we will need to cast Fairy twice. So it's very important that we manage it properly. Oops. And
Nice hot strats.
Anti-fairy lock.
Ooh, I have a $500 donation from the Yeti. It says, hey y'all, Yeti here. Frost Fatales is kind of like a speedrunning telethon, isn't it? And a telethon wouldn't be complete without some amazing merch over in our official Frame Fatales collection. Aside from the official event tee, we've got some incredible items for this event, including stickers, patches, and even an event-exclusive poster. And remember, a portion from each sale goes to the National Women's Law Center, so all this good merch goes to a great cause. Check it all out over at theyeti.com/frostfatales.
And speaking of grudge matches, we just had one with Rabonak, the Palace Free Boss. And it's not the last we've seen of him. We're gonna meet him once more.
That's a great shout for our grudge match incentive. We are at $1,170 out of the required $4,000. Thank you for that, Megami.
Yeah.
Safely avoiding Canada. There's an invisible pit that is referred to as the Canadian hole from... A Canadian runner named it because a bunch of Canadian runners fell in there during a tournament years ago.
Oh my gosh, that's really funny.
Ah, また立ってのやつが。
Okay. We're still getting
ここまで来るとだいぶ敵の物量増えてきましたね。
Less cheese, more sauce. I also have $5 from Smoky Garlic Hot Fudge Tahini that says, try me today. I'll try anything once, but I'm afraid.
I actually never had tahini in my life.
I've made it's like a green sauce with tahini in it, so it had cilantro and parsley and garlic and tahini, and I put it on soba noodles, and it's kind of like an adjustment on a green goddess, and it's so good on cold soba noodles. I would 100% recommend it to try.
Sounds awesome. I mostly use tahini in hummus.
Hummus is also fantastic. Shoutouts to hummus. One of the best condiments.
Heck yeah. Strong agree.
And there was first instance of using Fairy because, well, there's just sea of lava with no way out or in. And time for the second grudge match against Rabonak. This time he's easier because we have higher attack. And we can use the exact same strats. And wow, he was very cooperative today. Unlike regular Iron Knuckles, his helmet is rather wacky because he's vulnerable to downstab.
Only on the left edge of the screen, though.
That's really specific. Only on that side?
Yes. I don't know why it works, but it does.
It's so interesting. Alrighty.
I once died here bumping to this car.
Oh my. I'm looking at the estimate, I am looking at our time, and I am looking at our quarter hour
ああ、橋場が
finale
きつそう。
bid war. How
ドラゴンか。
long do you think we have left in this run so the viewers at home know how long they have left to make their
地
opinions?
中から出てくる都合で足場つけられるの嫌だね。
Say we have like 15 minutes, maybe less. Even though the things weren't going well, I think we're still on the way to get underestimate.
Alrighty, chat, you heard it here. Now, Bav DK synth cover still in the lead. If you want to see a magic trick or if you want to hear some stand-up comedy, you've got about 10 to 15 minutes at most to make your opinions.
あ、これなんか見たことあるぞ、この光景。なんか下からブクブク飛んでくるやつ。なんか見たことある。これ絶対狙ってるだろ、任天堂。
Though I I do have a $10 donation from Dijon Must.
やっける。
This is Dijon Mustard, who has donated towards Rick for Geneticist Rider, which is now in the lead at $40. Thank you so much, Dijon Must.
We're now in the old Katsuto. And here we learned Thunder Spell, which we need to make penultimate boss vulnerable at all. I actually don't know what outside of that the spell does. I think it damages some enemies.
Yeah, it does a pretty large amount of damage. There's in the reverse boss order run, we use it in one of the rooms in Great Palace with the blocks and the blue Bird Knight, because it helps it knocks the blue Bird Knight off screen for us, but it's not really used much anywhere else.
Yeah, definitely one problem with it being more useful is that it has very high magic cost. Okay, another fence skip. Easy. And fun fact about this red jar I just picked. If I were to fail any of the fence skips in a specific way, it would just disappear. I had it happen a couple times on me. But then people of the Zelda 2 Speedrun Discord told me how it happened and how to prevent it, so... It hasn't been really a problem since. Now we're in the Death Valley, which leads to the Grand Palace. And this place is dangerous. Luckily we can use the spell to help us through. And also skip the encounters, which are very long and have very nasty jump at the end.
青いやつ結構速いな、スピードが。
From Obscure Reference, donating $50 to the National Women's Law Center. Yeah, that about sums it up. It sure is a reference that I don't understand. Thank you so much for your generosity, friend.
Mo sugu大神殿.
Okay.
Wilson has also sent in $5. Thank you so much. That has been allotted. Goodness, I could not tell you, but you know what? It is going towards the National Women's Law Center at the end of the day.
曲してもすぐ倒せないとかになってる。これだね、ラスダン。
Okay, so now we're entering Grand Palace, which is unique by the fact that if I game over here, I don't respawn at the start, but at the start of the palace, rather than the game. And it's also really deadly. As you can see, this hot chicken is definitely one of the more deadliest enemies here. And maybe I'll play safe and get the Magic 8 ASAP. Basically you want Magic 8 because then you can do Thunder.
あ、これもスマブラに大神で BGM ありますよ。
Now I would have enough magic to cast Thunder and one utility spell. But with Magic 8 I can cast Thunder, all 3 utility spells, and even have enough for Shield for Shadow Link. And now another Fire Chicken.
Oh geez, oh no. Okay, I have $10 from Worcestershire sauce? With a comment that reads, the one that's difficult to say. Boy, howdy is it. Also, hi friend, I have $200 from Eon.
What?
That's
Who's
a
that?
familiar name.
It sure is familiar.
さすがに回復取るよな。
To best Zelda. Remember green and purple ketchup? Gotta be one of the most cursed condiments. I do remember that. It's horrible. I forced my parents to buy that, and it was like one of the worst mistakes I have ever made. Shout outs to the 90s and the early aughts. What a time to be alive. And thank you so much. That was really neat.
Yeah, it's great to be involved. Great charity to support, and a great game. So, what more could you ask for?
The vibes are great. The game is great. The cause is great. You love to see it.
Okay, here I'm gonna gamble for a red jar to refill my magic, and so far I'm failing those 50-50s. Finally.
Here we go.
And now we're entering the room of the one and only Count Dicula. Which is,
So this is-
this blue falcon. It's quite a deadly enemy, but we can cheese him by just waiting here and stabbing him when he jumps by.
Yeah, this is the room we use Thunder in on reverse boss order speedruns.
You can also do it more risky by just running past him right here like I just did, but I'm not very consistent with it, so...
これって魔法の効果って時間制じゃなくてワープ、次のマップ行った時に切れるって感じですかね、これ。
We've got, a sleeper coming on in for our Choose the Power Quarter Hour finale bid war. Bad stand-up comedy is now at $10, which means that it's within striking distance of overtaking the bad DK64.
合ってた。よかったよかった。
Now that's coming up next, friends. If you want to make your opinions known, what do you want to see the most? You can give the bad DK64 synth cover a runaway lead if you want. Nothing is guaranteed. It's not over until it's over. Also, I looked away and we hit $88,000 for the National Women's Law Center. Absolutely incredible, chat. Thank you so much.
That's quite incredible indeed.
None of it could be possible without viewers like you and runners like you and commentary like you. It is a collective effort. We are all working together to put a little bit more good into the world.
Okay, we're right on the footsteps of the final bosses. I'm just gonna go here and gamble for potion.
うわ、びっくり。
This one unfortunately wastes a little more time if you fail it, because I have to go all the way through this room. Try again. Hopefully I'll get it quickly. And there we
There
go.
we go. If you really need it, there's a second jar option even further back in the room.
あ、音符狙いだったか。
Also, chat, we are $80 away from $1,500 towards the Gourmet Race Best of 3 grudge match. Do you think we can make it hit $1,500
ラスボスの前の地ボス。
before the
前
end
座だ
of
った。
this run? I'm throwing down the gauntlet. I think that you can pick it up. You have worked miracles for me, chat. I believe. I know that we can pull
ご利用し
this
で
off
す。
as well.
Okay, so this is Thunderbird. If we don't cast Thunder, his face doesn't appear and we cannot damage it. And it also flies quite high, so it's quite easy to be out of reach. And now time to face the hardest enemy in the game, our Shadow. I actually fought this boss once without a cheese in Winter Solstice Hack and can't recommend.
これがラスボス。
It's such a good game, though. Winter Solstice is great.
Yeah,
Link.
Winter Solstice is amazing, but...
あ、スマブラデラックスにこれ再現した
Anyway, get
バトルあったわ。
time.
GG.
GG!
1:32 on my clock with game over. That's quite incredible.
はい、グッドゲーム。
Thank you everyone for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed my time here. Thank you, Leon, for commentary. Thank you, Gabby, for being an amazing host.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you both so much for being here. Do you have any shout outs, anything you would like to say? Where can the good people find you?
I mostly stream on Twitch, but definitely not gonna stream this weekend because I'm actually doing postgraduate weekend course.
I'll quickly shout out the Zelda 2 speedrunning community. It's awesome. If you like this game, you should join us.
でリンクの冒険 100% で
You
す。
can find me at EonHCK on Twitch and all the places.
Yeah, once again, thanks everyone. It's been a pleasure.
じゃあ次のタイトル準備してまいります。一旦失礼いたします。
Welcome to FFTV's Power Quarter Hour. This is a good old-fashioned telethon, and we are powered by viewers like you. Now, you all may know that if you look down in the corner of your screen, we have a donation total there. We have 3 talented people waiting for you, waiting for your calls, and we have our volunteers standing by to take your donations. Every even $100 that we get, so upcoming would be $88,500, one of our 3 talented in-studio guests will perform a talent for you. Let's get a round of applause for that telethon. Fantastic. We do want to make sure that you know that you can go to gdq.gg/donate to get that in. Currently, we have raised $88,407 for the National Women's Law Center, all thanks to viewers like you. Now, remember, if we get to $88,500, our first studio guest will share their talent with you. And you can see right there in the back corner that our beautiful in-studio host, Kara, is making sure that you can see our fundraiser goal for the FFTV Power Hour Quarter Hour as we get ready to raise many numbers. Number go up for the Power Hour Quarter Hour here at FFTV for Frostbite Fatales 2026. Yes, that's right, the gdq.gg/donate. Make sure you get in for that. Now, what are you donating for? You're donating for the joy of knowing that your money helps women and girls all across the nation with the National Women's Law Center. We definitely want to make sure that you know that your money is going to a good cause. You can also be entered to win prizes. As a matter of fact, our grand prize, you've seen it, you love it, you're excited about it. Several of our games on the schedule are played on it. That is the Nintendo Switch 2 bundle with Super Mario Odyssey. There it is. Look at it in the corner. Look at the greenery in the background, just really showing off the contrast of the Switch 2 box in front of it and our gorgeous in-studio host, Kara. Look at that. Vanna White, eat your heart out. You can't compete with that. My goodness. A fantastic spin on that Switch 2. That is Kara. Just Kara. What a moment for that. Anyway, we have already, I see number go up. That's right. I trust in you, viewers at home, because viewers like you go to gdq.gg/donate and they make sure to get those donations in and support the National Women's Law Center. We are just a few dollars away from our first talent. I hope our talented first talent member is ready for that. I hear the phones behind me. Can we get a live view at the phones happening behind us? They're taking calls. Is that May Monday on the phone? She's doing her best. And her best is good enough. I love that very much. I also want to point out that during the FFTV Power Hour Quarter Hour, we have a bid war going on for our final act. I said there would be 3. In fact, there's 4. So we have 3 great talents, and we have a bid war for our final act of 3 acts of questionable goodness to come up on that. And you, viewers like you, get to decide what those questionable goodness act could be. I've gotten word that they are all extremely entertaining in value. So make sure, there we go, we've got the bad stand-up comedy, the bad DK64 synth cover, or bad magic tricks. What would you like your donations to go towards? I'm watching those donations come flying, and the phones are off the hook. Some of them are on phones on head, and that's a thing that we are doing here. You got to make sure that you can multitask brilliantly while we're getting, oh man, goodness, we are getting so close to our first 100 where our first talent is standing by. But while we're waiting for that to come in, let's talk a little bit about some of the other prizes that you could win while you're donating. Today, you could be entered to win this beautiful Kirby Air Riders paint that our wonderful Swiftaloo, who's right behind me on the phone, there she is. Look at her waving. Isn't she charming? She did this. She showed this off earlier today. We love getting to see it. And that, my friends, is $88,507. Let's get a round of applause. Thank you so much. That means our first talent is coming up. This is a $25 minimum donation, by the way. So our first talent, look at her. They're just standing by. They're so wonderful. First talent, Ash, would you mind going up and sharing your talents while she gets up there? Once again, Swiftaloo did send this in for us. $25 minimum donation. Thank you, Swift. Your talents are worlds above. We love it so much. All right. I believe we are ready. Ash, what talent do you have for us?
Well, today I'd love to share my lifelong talent of drawing. And chat, I would love it if you could guess along with everyone to figure out, who am I drawing? Maybe I'm drawing a Mario character. Maybe I'm going to draw something that you all know and love. But the bottom line is, I'm going to be drawing something that's video game related. Maybe. We'll see, chat. So let's just draw this shape right here. We're gonna do a little doodle of a tail right here. Chat, just feel free to fill the chat with your guesses because it's more fun that way. And it's very interactive. So tell me, what do you think? Who is this? Maybe it's a Pokemon. I don't know. You know, maybe it's a character from Kirby. Who can tell? But I think it would be great if you can fill chat with whatever you think it is, or maybe even in a donation message. That would be great. Tell us, who do you think this is? I've been drawing all my life, and I've got to say, this is probably one of my best. And I just love sharing my talent of art here with all of the fatales. It's great. And you know what's really awesome about drawing? Don't worry about making mistakes, because you can draw over that. Clearly what I've been doing here is slightly off, but that's okay. That's okay. We keep going. We keep going. In fact, this is a dry erase board, so anytime I make a mistake, just like in real drawing, I can erase it with my finger. So here we go. Chat, tell me, who do you think this is? Who's that Pokemon? If you guessed, I'm sorry. If you guessed a Pokemon, that's who this is. I'm sorry. There you have it. Thank you for allowing me to share my drawing skills with you today.
戻りました。続いてのタイトル、カービィのエアライダーなんですけど、司会ですね、私なんです。ただ、開始までちょっとインセンティブっていうか、ちょっと間に結構な企画みたいなのが挟まるんで、開始までもうちょいかかるかと思います。今のうちに休憩なり、パソコン見てて座りすぎてる人はストレッチとやって、休憩とか挟んでくださいね。時間帯的によって人によっては夕飯でも食べてもいいんじゃないですか。
have some incredible news for you, viewers at home. We are going to expand that grand prize. That's right, at $90,000 raised for the National Women's Law Center. We are going to upgrade the grand prize to include not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 additional games. We will have Pokemon Legends ZA, Kirby Air Riders, and Link's Awakening added to that grand prize. Let's get a round of applause. I also have fantastic news. Thanks to your donations from viewers like you, we have raised $88,632, which means, wait, I'm getting information that the next talent is me. Oh, that's a thing. All right, well, in that case, I'm going to bring up my good friend Swiftaloo, who's been working the phones. Swiftaloo, can you come up here while I get ready to talent?
Hi there, I'm Swiftaloo, and I'm here to tell you about our grand prize. We have the Nintendo Switch 2 and Odyssey bundle, which can then also be upgraded to come with, at $90,000, the Legend... I'm sorry, I couldn't see it anymore. The Pokemon Legends ZA, Kirby Air Riders, and Link's Awakening. With your help, it could do it. Oh, I'm getting word that Jalen is ready. Let's go see what she's doing.
Hello, wonderful, wonderful viewers like you. Today, in honor of our Restream partners, I am going to be singing a French art song because we loved that we have not only Restreams with Restream Espanol, with the Japanese Restream, and with Fast and Fabulous. We are so glad to be able to feature speedruns in multiple languages. I'll be singing a French art song for you today. Please make sure you go to gdq.gg/donate and continue to get us to that next milestone. And wow, what a performance. And during that performance, we have crossed the next threshold and and then some. We were aiming to get to $88,700. My friends, my viewers at home, you have surpassed it at $88,817. Incredible. There it is. Yes, we love Post-it notes because we only have happy little accidents. That is correct. Now that means that our next talent is ready to go, but please make sure that you go ahead and vote for that last one. That bid war is coming up. We want questionable talents. Now I hear that Metroid Crime is going to kick through Crime? Metroid Crime. Taekwondo Black Belt is going to break a board for us live on FFTV. Woo! Incredible talents here at the FFTV studio. My goodness, we have had so much fun here on the FFTV Power Hour, Quarter Hour. It's a good old-fashioned telethon. Look at what everything is happening behind us, and you are raising so much money. Now remember, as we are just skyrocketing through on our goals, that if we reach when we reach $90,000, we're going to upgrade the grand prize, adding 3 more games, Pokemon Legends Z, Kirby Air Riders, and Link's Awakening. Hey, reminder, Kirby Air Riders is coming up right after this, and there's a lot of bid wars associated with that. Do you want to make Charbunny and Geneticist suffer? I do. I certainly do. Now, chat, you can also make them suffer. You can make them suffer exclusively by donating at ddq.gg/donate. And when you go to ddq.gg/donate, then you can make them suffer. Anyway, so on that note, let me make sure I have this call here. Oh, there are so many phones. Is that the one? Oh, that's the one. All right, I have a call here. Wonderful voices in the sky. Who has won our questionable talent bid war? Really? Are they sure? All right, the winner of the bid war by your questionable donations for questionable goodness is Bad Stand-Up Comedy. All right.
Hello, I'm Terrified. Hello. Just kidding, I'm Kara. That'd be weird if my name was Terrified, right? I am here to do bad stand-up comedy, and great news, this is the first time I've ever done stand-up comedy, and everyone starts out in comedy bad, so no matter what I say, it will automatically be bad. You see, what I'm doing is I'm shielding my insecure heart with preemptive self-deprecation, or as I like to call it, being femme in America. I have been having such a great time here at Frost Fatales. These folks are so dang good at video games, especially those rhythm games. Personally, I am terrible at rhythm games. Can't stay on beat to save my life. When I play those games, all I hear is miss, miss, miss. But you know, at least it's nice to get properly gendered once in a while. Getting gendered in the wild can be wild, folks. This is a true story. Shortly after I started my transition, I was walking home alone at 2 a.m. because I am not a bright woman. And I walked by a man in a parked car. I never saw him. It was like the villain in Inspector Gadget. I never saw his face. And as I walked by, he yelled out, "You have a good night now." To which I did not respond. So he continued calling, "Miss? Miss? Sir?" And I love thinking about that man. I love thinking about him all the time in his car. Why isn't she responding? I was so nice. Oh my God, I just assumed her gender. Oh my God, I gotta try all the options. I love the burgeoning woke catcaller. Speaking of which, a real catcall that I did hear from a friend of mine who was at an IKEA in New Jersey, verbatim was, "Hey mama, did I see you at Dollar Tree?" She had not been at Dollar Tree. My favorite part of that is she said no, and he just said, "Oh," and walked away. was very chill about it. I don't have a segue for this last joke, but I just want to say, in honor of us possibly having seen some magic tonight, I do love magic. I wish magic were real, but especially the spell that I wish was real would be a spell called Suspicio, which is a spell that makes people suspicious of you. So you would cast it on someone, Suspicio. I don't think that's a real spell. It's working. I don't even know if you're a real wizard. Oh my God, it's more powerful than I could have possibly imagined. I'm glad people laughed at that because I wrote that joke years ago and I laugh about it maybe 5 or 6 times a year until it hurts. I don't know how long that's been, but those are all the good maybe jokes. I already said, hey mom, and I see you at Dollar Tree. I do think that there's a lot of talk about Gen AI, and people keep saying that like real artificial intelligence isn't coming, and that I should not, that I'm silly for worrying about it. But I do worry about it. That reporter fell in love with a chatbot, and it makes me nervous. So if we can't stop it, I think we should just make Skynet depressed. I think that's our best shot. Just post all of your cringe on the internet, post all your feelings, let it eat it up, and hopefully when the superintelligence comes online, it'll just not really want to get out of bed today. And ICBMs are so hard to launch, and I just need some me time, and that should buy us another couple months. Thank you so much. I'm also still terrified and also still Kara, and thank you so much.
That was justifiably not terrible. That was in fact fantastic. Can we get another round of applause for Kara? Definitely Kara, definitely here, and definitely awesome. You know what else is awesome is that during our FFTV Power Hour Quarter Hour, you have raised, I can math, where did we start? 5. You have raised 4,000, Nope, 400. See, this is, look, this is the joke that I make frequently. My master's degree is in music. I can only count to 4, 8, and sometimes 16, 32 on special occasions. That's a lot more number than that. We have raised $89,067 during our FFTV Power Hour Quarter Hour. That is the grand total that we have done. Thank you for going to gdq.gg/donate. Thank you to all of our lovely volunteers sitting here at the desk with our definitely plugged in telephones for the definitely plugged in cables that definitely still work. They are doing the best. May Monday has really been holding it down, doing her absolute best with all of the vocal power that she certainly has. That's all for us here at the FFTV Power Hour Quarter Hour. Good old-fashioned telethon. I am Jadelyn, and I will see you very shortly with the fabulous Char Bunny and geneticist on Kirby Air Riders. Stay tuned in, stay locked in, stay donating. All thanks to viewers like you.
What a wonderful segment that was here at Frost Hotel's 2026. Hello, everyone. My name is Selkuthmine, but you can call me Sel, and I'm very excited to be here, but I do need everyone to quickly find a hand to hold. I want you to find a hand to hold, okay? This is very, very important. Please find a hand to hold. I'm here holding all of your hands, because I have some news I have to give you. Unfortunately, the wind kind of got a little strong and kind of blew a little hard, and unfortunately it swept our next runaway. That is right. Windswept, being run by Allison 8-Bit, unfortunately is not going to happen anymore because the wind just swept the runaway, which is really ironic given the game was windswept. But I want you all to please send your love, send your energy to Allie. I'm excited for us to hopefully see this run in the future. It's a great, great run. Send her all of your love and all of your energy as she's dealing with some really, really strong winds. But I have the good news that there is still more Frost Fatales 2026. There's still more runs happening today. And the next run is going to be Kirby Air Riders, which is going to be very, very exciting. But there's an incentive for this run, and it is going to be a gourmet race face-off between Charbunny and Geneticist. They have to collect PNGs of food in the game. It's going to be very silly. It's going to be very wild. We absolutely want to see this. And right now we are at $1,980 out of the $4,000 needed, which if you're doing some quick math, that's just under halfway there. We can absolutely get that super easily. So, exclamation mark, donate, exclamation mark, donate chat, gdq.gg/donate, or use the Twitch charity tool and use the desktop extension to assign your donation towards that incentive. While you're doing that, we are going to take a quick break to hear some messages from our sponsors this event.
Tantrum Merch is thrilled to be partnering with Frame Fatales again this season on an exclusive merch collection benefiting the National Women's Law Center. The lineup features a variety of unique items, from bags and hats to plenty more. 25% of every purchase goes directly to support the National Women's Law Center. Check it out now at tantrummerch.com/framefatales.
Dragon Roast Coffee is a dedicated coffee for gamers and adventurers alike. Their small, passionate team puts their hearts into roasting coffee to order with the mythical heat of Dragonfire, infusing a touch of enchantment in every sip. Visit gdq.gg/dragonroast today and pick up our 2 exclusive coffee roasts and a tumbler for Frame Fatales. For each item purchased in this collection, Dragon Roast Coffee will donate a portion of the proceeds to National Women's Law Center. What are you waiting for? Adventure awaits. Oh, hey, that was me. Shoutouts, of course, to Tantrum and to Dragon Roast Coffee for their support of this event. You can check them out, of course, at the websites. There's commands in chat. Please do check out our sponsors. They help make this event possible. Now, we do have a donation here that I want to read. We have $50 to the National Women's Law Center from Dr. John W. More Kirby Air Riders, more Frost Fatales, more fun! I couldn't agree more. And another really cool thing is we have, of course, that incentive for the gourmet race for Kirby Air Riders. We've got some bid wars. We've got so many different things open. All of those donations are going towards our milestone or that bonus run at the end of tonight. That's Donkey Kong 64 being run by Ad129. And right now, we are 90% of the way there. We need to hit $98,000 raised. Every single donation goes towards this. Milestones are really cool in that you don't need to assign your donation towards it. You don't need to do anything. All you have to do is donate. It's so simple. But of course, please do assign your donation towards an incentive, a bid war, any of those options, because that helps those things out as well. But it's really easy. Every donation gets us closer to another run and more Frost Fatales. But of course, all the money and the reason why we're here is we're working to support the National Women's Law Center. And so we're going to take a moment to hear a message from them.
You kind of get like the scarlet letter as an abortion provider.
This is medical care. How can you possibly tell me that it is illegal?
I can do everything right and still be punished for it.
There is so much wrong with our medical system, and there's so many inequities.
Too many lives are at stake to be silent.
I watched them having no compunction about scaring women, threatening women.
To not tell my story, to not have it heard.
I definitely felt discriminated against just because, in my view, abortion care is health care.
I was literally nursing my new baby while they told me they were withdrawing my offer.
You don't think that you should be worried worried about whether legitimate care is going to send you to jail.
And so, yeah, it's actually a civic duty, if not a human responsibility, to speak out and keep speaking and not be silenced.
Always wonderful to hear more about the work that the National Women's Law Center is doing. The work is so, so important. I have a couple donations here. We have $200 from Bottom Hat that simply says, Poyo, less than 3. Poyo indeed, and less than 3 to you. We also have $5 from Mac Daddy who says, we love women and we love GDQ. Absolutely do. Can we get a women in chat, everyone? Now, don't go away. We will be right back with more content very, very shortly. Everyone, I do also want to tell you about something that just opened up. This is super, super exciting. Coming up later today, we are going to have The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. This is being run by Darth Plagal, and we have a bid we're open right now to choose the file name. And so you can donate, you can decide what you want to name it, meaning you can type in and you can suggest names yourself. It is a 5-character limit, so any word that is valid for 5 characters, that is an option, and donate to decide what is that file name going to be called. And also, we've made progress. We're getting closer on Kirby Air Riders, that gourmet race. We're at 2,080 out of the 4,000 needed. Keep going on that, everyone. I know it seems like we have a lot of time, but speedruns, shockingly, are speedy. They go really fast, and so keep on donating, keep on assigning donation towards that incentive, because every donation right now gets us closer to that milestone, gets us closer to that bonus game, and as well, it just extends Fatales. We get more Frost Fatales, and who doesn't want more Frost Fatales? We have $50 to the National Women's Law Center from Boogie Poppy, who says, donating to shout out my friend Clinkit. Indeed, I believe Clinkit is working out in the studio this week. A huge shout out to all of our folks who are in studio, all of our volunteers who are remote at home, everyone who is involved in this event. These events are not possible without every single one of you. And as well, from all our viewers and donors, you help make this event possible as well. We do also have a bid war to choose the riders for both Charbunny and for Geneticist, and we have some opinions about those incoming. We have $50 from the Erst Third that says Rick all the way. You know, I like that. Rick is cute. Rick is very cute. And that puts Rick into the lead right now for Geneticist rider, but any donation could easily change that. And we have $20 from Lord Nanfoodle that says, well, this is an event starring women, so it makes sense women should take center stage, so go Susie. And that donation puts Susie into the lead for Charbunny. Thank you so much for those donations. We also have $100 from Sarah McGrath with no comment, but thank you so much for that donation, getting us, of course, closer to that milestone. And again, you don't need to leave a comment. I love getting your comments. I love getting to read your comments, but you don't have to leave a comment unless you want to. Same goes for names. You don't have to put a name either, like Anonymous did here with $25, no comment, but thank you for that donation. All donations are valuable regardless of whether you leave a message, whether you have a name, whether it's $5, $10, whatever amount it is, every donation counts. And as well, with those Kirby Air Rider bid wars to choose both players rider and machine, those are going to close right at the end of the run, so you don't have a lot of time left. If you want to decide, get those donations in. We got lots of options. You don't have a lot of time, so it's your final chance. We also have $25 from Anonymous. No. And we also have $5 from Astral Storm with no comment, but thank you for that donation. And that's a great reminder, of course, that you can use the Twitch charity tool to donate. Simply click the Donate to Charity button below the stream. From the pop-up menu, you can donate directly to the National Women's Law Center. And then, if you're on desktop, you can use our Twitch extension to be entered to win prizes and apply your donation to incentives and bid wars. Make sure, though, that you authorize that extension within 15 minutes of making your donation in order to be able to access the incentives. Welcome back, everyone, to Frostbite Tales 2026 in support of the National Women's Law Center. Now, we have some amazing runs still coming for you tonight, including up next Kirby Air Riders, which would be a ton of fun. But we do have a little bit of Zelda love that has come in. $50 from It's Me Hawkeye G says that Zelda 2 run was awesome and very high skilled. Super excited for the rest of tonight's runs too. It's been an awesome week so far, and I'm so glad there's more to come. Indeed, there's still so much more coming tonight. Thank you for that donation. That is going towards getting us our bonus game tonight. And we also have $100 from Anonymous that says, thank you to all the FF team for putting on another great event for an amazing cause. Thank you so much for your donation. And speaking of things that the FF team has been putting on, during the Chomp at the start of the day, we had a little craft segment, and I think we're going to learn a little bit more about those crafts.
Hey y'all grandkids, and welcome to Windswept Oaks Crafting with Meemaws. I'm Meemaw Susie, and this is my here good friend Grandma Mary. Mary, how you doing, love?
Oh, I'm doing much better being here with you, love. I'm so excited that you get to show me making these wonderful, what are they called again?
They're called felt trivets. We've got trivets that you can bring to your potlucks and put on their hot dish, and it will just be fantastic. They are in Fatale's colors. Now, Grandma Mary has a finished one, but I'm going to put on this here hook and sew it in so you can see just how easy it is. Grandma Mary, tell us a little bit about this felt trivet.
Well, you have two pieces of felt stuck together, and then you have a heat-resistant cotton inside to make sure that, nothing really happens to this. So you can keep your work nice and safe while still being very handy and useful.
Exactly. Now, with that heat-resistant cotton, you do want to make sure you're not using that there polyester because it will melt. And I do want to say that while sometimes you can use felt as a pot holder, you're not going to want to use this felt in particular as that because it's just not high heat enough and it will melt. So we did use these Fatale's colors in the yellow and the purple. And we're just using some embroidery thread to go back and forth and secure this nice slack into here, and then you're going to be able to pull it through. Now you may have noticed that on Grandma Mary's the stitching's a little bit different than the stitching on my own.
Oh yes,
now,
I got the running stitch and you got the whipping stitch.
Exactly, the whip stitch and the running stitch. Now that just means you can do this however you like, because crafting is for everyone. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a little knot here to make sure it don't get away from us, because you know how time is, and time gets away from us all, and our time is just about up for today. So, Grandma Mary, tell us a little bit about where you could find a little bit of instructions on where to make these yourself.
Yes, yes. Well, if you're interested in making some for yourself, we'll be posting it on that there Frame Fatale's Discord. And if you're already a part of it, you could see it, but if you're not, be sure to join it.
The Frame Fatale's Discord, a Discord for women and femmes to talk about all their interests. Oh, what'll the grandkids think of next? Now, y'all, go on and scoot.
Fun that was. I love crafts. So much fun. Very cozy. Thank you to Mimas for that wonderful little tutorial. Now, folks, we are getting movement on that gourmet race for Kirby Air Riders, but we don't have a lot of time. That's going to close an hour into the run. Right now, we're at $2,280 of the $4,000 needed. And y'all are donating. Y'all are putting your donations towards that incentive, but you gotta keep going. I know an hour feels like a long time, but an hour isn't actually that long here in speedrunning land. And so we have $25 from Tuckles, who says, "Let's go, chat. Together we can defeat thermometers." Thermometers, that goes with cooking. That makes sense. We can indeed defeat thermometers, and we can also defeat incentives. And as well, oh, hey chat, if my math is right, we have less than $400 to go to hit 90,000. Do you think we can hit that before Kirby Air Rider starts? This is your challenge, chat. Can we hit $90,000 before Kirby Air Riders? I believe we can. I absolutely believe that we can. And as a reminder, every single donation that you make is getting us closer to getting that bonus game of Donkey Kong 64 tonight, and as well can help us towards any of those incentives bid wars that are open. And that priority is still that gourmet race for Kirby Air Riders, because we really, really want to see that happen. It's going to be so much fun and so silly between our two runners, Charbunny and Geneticist. We also have $20 from Ozzy with no comment, but thank you so much for that donation. And oh, we have someone who used the Twitch charity tool. Thank you for using that. $5 from Obscure Reference. Thank you so much for that. We also have $25 from Pyreal that just says less than 3. Less than 3 to you as well. We also have $50 from Dynamation. That's $25 from Dynamation that says, "Let's go women. Let's go women indeed." And with that, everyone, I'll be back in a little bit after Kirby Air Riders for Link's Awakening DX. But for now, I'm going to hand you off over to the wonderful Kara for the start of Kirby Air Riders.
Hi everyone, I'm Kara. I'm your host for Frost Fatales 2026, benefiting the National Women's Law Center.
Nの BGM 来たからもうちょいかな?
This week to introduce so many amazing runners, but the truth is, we've barely scratched the surface of the amazing community of Fatales that make each and every event we do. That's why I am thrilled to introduce you to not only Charbunny and Geneticist, but a whole host of Fatales joining them in studio and online to play Kirby Air Riders. It can't be said too many times, these events are all about community, and I'm so proud to be part of it. Char, Jen, let's ride.